Hello, welcome to the HR Social Hour Half Hour Podcast special episode. We are featuring Justin Kruger from Kyndhub. I am your host, Wendy, and I'm so excited to share this conversation with you. I recently joined the South Dakota State SHRM Council as their technology/social media director. With our state conference coming up, I reached out to my network on Twitter to see if I could find a couple of sponsors for our social media team so we could get some cool giveaways to encourage people at the conference to join our conversation online. Justin was kind enough to reach out on Twitter and offer to be one of our sponsors, and so we are so excited. I am very excited to finally meet Justin. We've been connected on Twitter for a little while. Justin, please introduce yourself to our listeners and tell us a little bit about yourself and how you got started with Kyndhub.
Yeah, so ironically, I actually grew up in that area. I grew up in Northwest Iowa, which is about 45 minutes from Sioux Falls, and I went to South Dakota State. So I know I was really excited to see that and to connect with you and be able to do it. It feels great to be able to help out back home, essentially, which is really cool. So I've been in Denver now for about 10 years, and about 5 years ago, I started a nonprofit called Project Helping with the mission of accentuating the wellness benefits that you get from doing good stuff for other people. And it came from my own personal struggle with depression, and I found volunteerism as this really tremendous outlet for my own mental health. So Project Helping started first, and we actually create and lead about 450 volunteer experiences a year around the country, most of which are still in Denver, but we're growing. We're in Tampa, San Diego, Los Angeles, on top of Denver. So we started with that mission, and the mission of Kyndhub is very similar, but a few years ago, we were getting a lot of corporate interest in what we do. Companies saying, oh, we didn't know that if we structured our volunteerism in a certain way, we could actually focus on the wellness benefits that happen for our employees in doing good stuff for other people. Through sort of just some light consulting, which sounds like an oxymoron, we ended up learning a lot about what companies struggle with and engaging their employees and doing good stuff in the community and then tracking it and all the stuff that goes along with that. And so me being sort of a closet nerd, my first intent was like, oh, we can probably help by building some technology platform. And that's really what Kyndhub became. And it's an online community. And the intent is really to gamify doing good stuff for other people because it's good for the person that does the good stuff, right? So it's this very full circle approach, right? The more we can get you to do good stuff for other people, the better it is for you, and the more good stuff we're doing out in the world. So that's what Kyndhub is. It's a gamification of what we call kindfulness, which is a daily focus on doing something good for someone else.
That's awesome. So this is done at the corporate level, the corporation.
Yep, exactly. So Kyndhub has always been and is still sort of an evolving thing. The first portion of it we built was the corporate experience, and that's we go into companies and we create this group for them that has all of their employees in it, and then we help them run challenges, whether that's between departments or locations or company to company, focused on volunteerism, acts of kindness, and gratitude. And so we run gratitude challenges, acts of kindness challenges, volunteer hour challenges. And then we opened it up to the general public as well. So a company, for example, can set up a group and invite their clients or their customers to also participate in their sort of corporate impact on the community. So it's meant to sort of lace together the corporate, the employee experience, but also then the client and the social capital you build around a brand all into one place.
Very fun. It's a little bit ironic that we're doing this today, that my youngest daughter, who's in first grade, they are having I can't remember, something around Kindness Day. And so her teacher posted online that they each got a stack of cards that they are supposed to get rid of before the end of the day and recognize one of their classmates as doing something kind.
Yeah.
And then they're putting it all up on the board. And it's just cool to see them doing that. And I'm looking forward to talking to her tonight because she's had, they have girl drama.
Oh, believe me, I have two daughters, so I am there with you.
Yeah. So it's just, I was thinking about that. I was like, oh, so it's an online version of
it's
what
that.
my daughter's doing.
Yeah. It's pretty much a board where instead of, the cards, you post it online, and that's what it is.
That's cool. Does your platform go into any other social media? Can you post the different?
Yep, it integrates with Facebook and Twitter, and we're always working on others. But you post something on Kyndhub, and it can automatically be posted on Facebook and Twitter. So, yeah, it's really meant to be just a central place to celebrate good stuff that people do for each other, because there's enough bad stuff on social media that we figured, it'd be nice to have one place that it's all good stuff all the time.
I like that. So do you follow the stories, the companies that come through, or do you guys get to see what they're doing?
Yeah, we do. It's fun. So the way we set up Kyndhub too, there's different hubs, and a hub is like a company is a hub, right? So there's all these different hubs, but there's also a Kyndhub hub, which means everyone that's on the platform can actually see everything that everyone else is doing in real time.
Cool.
So it's not just segmented out by company. That is there, right? There's this high level, which is all of Kyndhub. The next level is broken down by company. And then underneath that, you have this individual experience. So it's really cool to see the things that people post and to go, imagine if you read your Facebook feed, but all you saw was, hey, I did this good thing for someone, or hey, someone did this good thing for me. Like, that's what it is, right? It's just good news, which is really needed some days.
Yes. We need some good news. Sometimes we get bogged down into the mire of everything that's going on.
Yeah, it is fun to see. It's fun to see the companies, and it's fun for their sort of administrative people to reach out to us and say, our employees got together and did this thing because we implemented Kyndhub, right? We had a digital marketing company here that uses it, and they have about 100 employees, and we set up a kindness challenge, and half of their employees one day just stayed after work, and they all brought in materials, and they made these dignity bags to hand out to homeless people.
Oh, wow.
And so they made hundreds of them. So every time employees would leave for like the next week, they would take a bag with them, and they work downtown here in Denver. So sadly, there was no shortage of people to need them to, right? But they would leave the office, take a bag, hand it to someone, and then the next day leave and take. And they did all that because of the focus on kindness, and it was really cool to hear. So
that's cool. So you're calling them challenges. Do some companies put it out as here, like an actual reward, or are they finding that it's the volunteering, the kindness piece is its own reward?
It's really up to each individual company. Usually the sense of working towards a goal collectively is enough. But we also do have the capacity for companies we have a Cochlear, the company that makes the ear implants.
Oh, sure.
They're one of our clients, and they're doing a challenge in May where every post in the platform equals essentially a drawing for a couple gift cards. And so there's like the traditional, just, relying on people's competitive nature. There's so the way that we do that is we can pick companies or not companies, but groups within a company against each other and have them compete. Or what we do in most cases is we'll actually help a company set a goal as a whole. Mm-hmm. The Cochlear could say, look, in the month of May, our goal is to do 1,000 acts of kindness. And then you can have everyone on the same team pushing the same direction. And usually just that celebration of moving towards a goal is enough. But we do have the option to incentivize people in other ways. It's sort of, everybody's company culture is a little bit different. And so I think we try to be flexible enough to say, hey, we'll support whatever means you want to use to push people to do good stuff. So
that's awesome. So you mentioned their companies are talking about it as part of wellness. You guys are you able to integrate with traditional wellness programs? Do you stand outside of them? Yes, no, all of the above?
Yeah. No, yes. The answer is yes. We, from a technology standpoint, we intentionally built the platform to integrate with literally anything that will talk to us. Okay. Basically, so any other platform that says, yeah, we're happy to integrate with Kyndhub, we can do it. So from a technological standpoint, we can integrate with any HR platform, any other wellness platform. We can do single sign-ons with intranets, you name it. But just from a sort of high level, sort of meta look at wellness programs, I think that also works really well, because the real intent, again, behind what we do is it's good for building mental well-being to do these good things for people. And, a lot of a lot of companies, I think, want to do the mental wellness side of a wellness program, but often struggle to think about like, what is that that's proactive in building mental wellness and not so reactive. And that's just, I think, the part we get what it takes to be proactive about physical wellness, right? Steps, challenges, and things like that. So we give sort of that proactive approach to building mental wellness that I think a lot of companies are looking for and just don't really know exactly what to do.
And that's why I was thinking about our own wellness platform, which is part of the state of South Dakota's platform. And it's actually, I've been very, very impressed with it, how forward thinking it is. So, we get points for volunteering and that kind of stuff. But I always find it interesting because it's like, it's all on your honor system, which is, which is fine. You want to trust your employees. We don't.
Yeah,
don't
right.
Dissertation about it, but it's always like, here's this one event. Here's this, the one day that I volunteered, and I'm like, okay, well, which of the 50 Girl Scout events I did last year do I put down?
Right. Yeah.
What dates do I put down? And so just thinking about how this interacting with that to, okay, so if you do so many of these, you get so many points and towards your HSA. Yeah. Which is kind of cool. So it'd be interesting to see how that might integrate on that level.
Yeah.
Okay. So we've talked about the companies. What about for individuals who, our company's doesn't want to do, or maybe just my department wants to do it. And so the company says, no, we can't do it as a company. So an individual says, all right, my group of 10 friends and I want to do something like this.
We have an individual sort of user experience on the platform. So a lot of the stuff that companies want, like the analytics behind who has given and how much time per employee and all those things, those come with the corporate subscription platform, right? But there's an individual user experience. So very much like, if you think of any other social network, like a Facebook, for example, right? You can have a corporate page and then you have your individual page. Kyndhub's set up very much the same way. So you can join Kyndhub as an individual, not associated with the company. And then you have a group called My Hub within Kyndhub, which is your personal hub. Then you can invite friends, family, individuals, just like you would on any other social network, and sort of build your own little tribe of people that are practicing kindfulness.
That's really cool. I could see this. This would be really fun to, so probably not this year, but maybe next year at South Dakota SHRM, we can put together a kindness challenge as part of our weekend of events. I think that would be National SHRM has their step challenge with Fitbit. So here's just a different wellness thing. I think it's exciting to think about the mental wellness that, like you said, it just gets ignored. Think about it as.
And anything I think that we can do to start a conversation about mental wellness, right? If it's, hey, I'm doing this because that's incredibly valuable. And we did a conference this last year. I guess it's been almost a year, but we did a conference. It's called Health Links, which, they're focused on sort of consulting on health stuff. And so we did a very similar challenge, and we actually live streamed the feed and the tracking during the conference.
Oh, fun.
It was really cool. So we did that and it worked really well, and people participated. It was awesome.
And those are the things too that, from my perspective, trying to encourage people to get onto social media and see the positive side of what you can do with social media, because so often, especially in HR, we're still very scared of social media and what are people saying about us, what are employees saying, who's saying what, and giving them a secure place to go for a specific purpose, I think can help them go down that road a little bit. I use Twitter all the time, obviously. I know
you do.
But I've met so many people, and I mean, we wouldn't be having this conversation at all if not for being on Twitter and reaching out and saying hello to people. And it's not as scary online as walking up to somebody, even at a conference where you're all there for the same purpose. It's, knowing people. That's what I like about the social media networking. So I know you now. So if I saw, I wouldn't be scared to, wave you down and be the annoying person across the room.
I would be disappointed if you didn't.
Makes it a lot of fun. Anything else to share with the folks listening or who may be reading it on the blog about Kyndhub that you want to be sure they know about?
Yeah, I think it's probably the most recent thing that we've done, actually. So we launched a new thing just in April called Kind Kits, and we got a lot of feedback from companies, and they said, it's really hard to go get all of our people out to go do something or whatever the case may be, right? And so we had built a document and said, hey, here's 16 different volunteer things, essentially, like micro volunteer experiences that you can host in your office, right? And we did that, and we said, here's the document, here's where you go to buy the supplies, here's all the stuff that you need to do. And no one really did it. And so what we found is we had to literally build the packages for people. And so which is great. We totally get it. I completely understand hosting one of those things is stressful. So we built these things called Kind Kit. For example, using your upcoming conference, you'll have box lunches or whatever set out. They're essentially boxed volunteer things individually for people. So if you're having an event or you're having a company get together or you are having a company meeting, you can order one box for every person, and we will literally send you 100% of the supplies in the box that you need to be able to do a volunteer thing, like at a company meeting or a conference get together. And so it's like a subscription box, but for volunteering. And so it's really cool. Companies love it because you can build in these 15, 20-minute little volunteer experiences into an event, and it just gives a sort of socially conscious angle to whatever you're doing. And so, so we're really excited about those just because it gives people this, just go click here, tell us how many you need, and we'll send them to you. And everyone gets to do this meaningful thing then at your event or, company happy hour or whatever. So
that is an awesome idea. Maybe I'll have to do that for the Girl Scout troop when they're struggling with ideas of how to help. But that's, because sometimes we want to do something, but then I got to go shopping and I got to go do this. And
it's another thing, especially when you're planning, like I said, a company meeting, a conference, a happy hour. You're like, oh my gosh, I got to buy them. Then when do I set them up? And how do I give people instructions? And, we literally put an instruction sheet in there. It's step by step. And it's from the second you tear open the box to when you put it back in to send it off, or to the instructions to give it to wherever, everything's included. It's easy. You just stack them up and people take one and do their thing. So it's a fun way to sort of build that into an event. So it's, and the last step in the instructions is always take a picture and go post what you did on Kyndhub, right? So it all sort of ties together that way.
That is a really great idea. I've seen, some other conferences, they'll have, come over here and stuff boxes, toiletry bags or whatever, which it's so nice to just, I can just go, I can stuff the bags and be on my way. And so I love that you've basically taken that idea, but it's remote now, so you can do it anywhere.
Absolutely. Yeah. And, we have a lot of, we just launched it, but of the subscriptions we've already seen come in, a lot of it is parents that'll order, there's a subscription option, right? So parents will order them and say, hey, every month I want a box to show up with 3 projects in it for me and my children, and shows up at your door every month, just like an Amazon box or whatever similar box. And you can do it at the kitchen table with your family. So it's sort of like on Kyndhub, right? We built the Kind Kits to be accessible to anyone, from an individual to a huge company. So anything we can do to give people more opportunities to do good stuff, then that's a win.
That's cool. So do people, do you get a choice of what you get, or is it one of the subscription boxes where you get what we're doing this month?
So it depends. If it's an order for a conference, we have a calendar on the site of a running 12 months of here's the next 12 projects. If it's a big order, for a conference or a one-off event, you can pick. If you sign up for the subscription box, we send you whatever's on the calendar for that month every month, and you get something different every month.
How fun. We're going to have to keep in touch. So I'm thinking,
absolutely.
I think that'll be fun. We could, even if we did it at one of our local meetings, hey, we're going to do, I'll have to bring it up. We're planning to try an evening meeting in August. And so maybe that would help. There will be beer. So have a beer, this little project, and listen to a great speaker. How much fun is that?
That's awesome. Absolutely.
I love that idea. That is fantastic. Any other really cool stuff that we need to know about?
I think that's us. That's us right there. Yeah.
That's awesome.
Stuff for people, because it's also good for you. That's the gist of everything we do.
I love it. Well, now, Justin, need to be sure you tell us how people find Kyndhub, where online we need to look for you.
Yeah, so it's Kyndhub with a Y. So it's KYNDHUB because there's no I in kind. It's not entirely true. It's just our little running joke. But it's Kyndhub with a Y. Just kyndhub.com. The Kind kits are there. The platform's there. You can sign up there, and that's it. You go right there and you're done.
That's awesome. It sounds nice and easy. We'll put that link in our show notes. So thank you, Justin. Appreciate you spending time with us today. And for the HR Social Hour Half Hour podcast, this is Wendy, and we'll see you next time.